Hi, I'm Maria Toso. I am going to guide you through a meditation, but before we sit in meditation, we will do a little warm-up together. So for that, I have a belt and I have a blanket and a block. And I'll use the block and the blanket to sit on. And to warm up my hamstrings, I'm going to get onto my back. This is Uttanasana. And I'll interlace my hands below the knees across the shins. And I'll just gently start compressing and feel this in my low back, in my sacrum. And then when I feel ready, I will start rocking side to side. And as I do this, I'm stretching my low back, my hip joints. And now I'm going to rock over to the right side and then let my upper back come back onto the mat. I'm letting my left hand rest on the top leg so I stay in this twisted position. And then I might even look toward the right if that's okay in my neck. If that doesn't feel good on the neck, I'll just look straight up. And now the real magic begins when we breathe into it. So with eyes closed, take deep inhales and exhales. Sensing and feeling the breath in the nose, in the chest, in the belly. And gradually start slowing down the breath. And that usually happens on its own right as you start to breathe and bring attention to the breath. We tend to slow it down, deepen it. Now draw the knees back into center and compress a little bit again. And this is where you use your intuition. So your body will tell you, do you need to really compress, draw the knees in tight, or is a looser hold feel better? It could also be that you can reach your hamstrings more easily than your shin bones, and then that's fine too. We'll rock side to side again, just like we did before. And then we'll move to the other side, twisting to the other side. You can bring your right hand to your top leg, and then rest the left shoulder toward the floor, extend the left arm out, and then close the eyes so you can really focus on the breath. So the meditation really starts as soon as you get on your mat. Even though you're moving through slow stretches, asanas, you can start to become mindful of what you're doing. Dispersing the energy that's in the head and the mental realm into the whole body. And then come back to center. And this time elongate the right leg and just hold the left knee, interlacing your hands below the left knee. And then draw the left knee toward the left side of the chest, the left armpit. And compress just the right amount. So just experiment a little bit. You could also create little circles here, really feeling what's going on with your hip joints. And then find a degree of compression that feels good in your body and just hold that for a moment. The right leg is in Shavasana. It's not engaged here. And then you have an option. If you can reach your big toe, you can use your Padangusthasana fingers here, grabbing the big toe, and get a nice stretch through the back of the leg. The more you flex this foot, the deeper the stretch is in the calf. If you let up a little bit, you'll feel it more in the hamstring. Now, if you can't reach your big toe, and most people can't, then grab a strap. And this could be, the belt from a bathrobe or something. It doesn't have to be a yoga belt. Wrap it around. And then on the inhale, extend the heel up toward the ceiling. And on the exhale, draw your leg toward you. And this will depend on your flexibility level, right? So you just get a stretch in your body. It could be that you're here or here. Doesn't really matter as long as you have a sense that you're lengthening through the belly of the hamstring muscle back here. So gradually deepen. Inhale, extending heel. Exhale, drawing the toe a little closer to a point above your head. Soften, inhale, exhale, deepen. And then holding that stretch for a moment. And then soften the left knee. Put the strap aside for a moment. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Draw the right leg in. Interlace your hands either below the right knee, hamstrings if that's easier. And then draw the knee at an angle, a little bit toward the right. Right armpit, right side of the chest. And move around a little bit. Compressing the right side of the digestive tract. And then find just the right amount of compression. but without putting too much tension in the shoulders. So try to relax the body as much as you can, even as you're applying this compression. Take a couple of breaths here. And then you move on to this side. So again, either your big toe lock or your strap. And grabbing the strap as close to your foot as you can get. On the inhale, extend the right heel toward the ceiling. On the exhale, pull the leg toward you. You can soften a little bit on the inhale, straighten out, pull the leg a little bit more on the exhale, and let it be a gradual deepening. And if you close your eyes, you're more prone to being mindful of what you're doing. So you really sense and feel, am I going too far? This is just right. And then finding a stretch that's a deep stretch but not painful, where you can just hold it there and breathe into that. And then bend the right knee and put your strap aside. And then reach between your legs. And now full Ananda Balasana, Happy Baby, would be here. That can be a little much on your hips, especially in the morning. So you could also just grab your ankles or your shin bones, as long as you just let your knees flop open. So you're preparing your legs to sit in Sukhasana, a meditation posture, cross-legged position. So you're just stretching out your inner thighs, hip joints. So be here for a moment in a version that works for you, right? So you find where it's easier to hold on. And then draw the knees together and roll over to your right side. We roll to the right side for the most part in yoga because it's calming. We take some weight off the heart. And in the morning especially, I like to take my time here. This is often a pose that we just skip through quickly to get up. But it can be quite lovely, a little check-in with yourself to lay here in fetal pose for a moment. And then when you're ready, push into the right hand and come up. And now I'll set up my meditation seat. A universal height that works for a lot of people is to put a block down, a 4x6 yoga block, and then a blanket on top for a little cushion. Yeah? If you like to be higher up, you could use 2 blocks, or you could use no blocks, just a blanket. And then bring your foot one in front of the other. And you might check and see, where am I more comfortable? Maybe if you have a habit of always putting one foot in front, you make yourself put the other foot in front. Yeah? And bring your hands to your pelvis and notice if you're tipping it a little back or a little forward, and see if you can find a neutral place where the belly is not engaged, the low back is soft, and there's just a sense of anchoring down through the center of the sit bones. And then you can extend your arms overhead, interlace your hands and press the palms up toward the ceiling. And now lengthen out both side bodies simultaneously. So the intercostal muscles, the muscles between the ribs are being lengthened. The whole space for the lungs is getting opened up a little bit, right? So through tension, the torso can get a little contracted, so the lungs have less space. But we open that up. Now stay this tall, so you don't collapse. You can just bring your hands down and then press the palms away from you. Palms are sort of turned inside out. You're stretching even through the webbing of the fingers. And then tilt the pelvis and stretch out the back side of the body. Chin can drop toward the chest, stretching the space between the shoulder blades. Take a breath or two here. And then come up, interlace your hands behind you, press the palms together, straighten out the arms, roll the shoulders back and down. The front side of the body is opening, the space between the ears and the shoulders opening. And then just see again, can I find a neutral middle where the chest is open in the front, but also in the back? So we're not opening the chest at expense of closing the back side. Then extend the arms out, and then turn the palms up, but let it come from the shoulders. So the shoulders rotate externally, and then draw the arms back and down, and release the hands to the mat, to the thighs. And then with eyes closed, check in and see, do you want your palms facing down or do you want your palms facing up? And without questioning whether one thing is more right than the other, just leave your palms facing in the direction that feels calming to you. And now you're ready for your meditation. So the mantra I want to introduce you to now is a Tibetan Buddhist mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. You've probably heard of it before. It's a pretty universal mantra. And that is also sometimes chanted, sung, and sometimes it's just repeated. Typically people would sit with a mala. It's a string of beads. It's 108 beads and count. I don't do that, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. If you like to count it with a mala, you can. I just like to sing it and feel the vibration of the mantra until I feel like I've set up this vibration inside. And then I like to sit in the vibration and just repeat the mantra silently for a little while. And then I even let that go and sit in the space that's been created by the sound, by the mantra. So I'm going to probably do this for 5 or 6 minutes. You could sit longer. You could keep repeating the mantra, or you could sit with the silent mantra longer. So use it however you want. I'm just giving you the melody that I use, and that's what I learned 25 years ago in a Buddhist center in Copenhagen. Okay? So here it goes. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. And then I'm repeating the mantra inwardly, sitting in the vibration of the chanting and silently repeating the mantra. And just experience the silence behind it all. And sharing the benefits of the good vibration, the power of the meditation, the light, the stillness, the peace, and sending it in a specific direction, all directions. Maybe there's an area of your life that you want to imbue with this light, just holding it without fixing anything, just holding it in this good vibration, or simply radiating it out to all of mankind. Drawing thumbs to third eye center. As yogis, we actively practice to uncover the divine connection, living with it, feeling it acutely all the time, and seeing it present in everyone else as well. The recognition of seeing the light in each other is often expressed with the word Namaste. So this is to show you that you can do a pretty short meditation and center yourself. That maybe your life does not allow an hour meditation in the morning and an hour in the evening, but even just a little warm up for the body, a little chanting, a little silence can be a complete package that can really start shifting your inner world. So that's just a little introduction to a pretty brief meditation, a warm-up that allows your body to sit comfortably and yet not sitting so long that sitting becomes a problem, and also not sitting so long that it becomes a problem to find the time. That really in 15-20 minutes you can ground yourself in your body, you can experience the benefits of the vibration of a mantra and the nice stillness that comes in the aftermath of chanting. And then sharing it all. So this is a very healthy, easy to do practice, and you can use this video for as long as you need it, and at some point you're just going to do your own thing. You won't need the guidance, but for now it's nice to have a little bit of a step-by-step. So good luck with your meditation.